Hello ladies and gentlemen, as you can see this is Black Ops 3, this is the PC beta, and I just thought that I would do my first impressions considering lots of people are doing their first impression videos, and I think I've got a couple of things I'd like to talk about that they haven't, perhaps, I don't know. So without further ado, let's head in. So you've got, this is your main screen for the multiplayer. This is all you have for the beta. As you can see, it's beta 3.9.23.4. There were a few issues that were on PC. Lots of it were reverted back to beta version 3.0.00.0, and there was a fix for that. It's on the Reddit, the Black Ops 3 Reddit, and yeah, so there were a couple of issues. I couldn't play it for a day, but I think I've got a good amount of time in. And this is what you have. You've got your create class, specialist, score streaks, store, and quit. You've got your social menu, which is currently just kind of bare at the moment. And then you've got your identity menu and the other menu, along with emblems, calling cards, clan tags, gunsmiths, classified, and paint shop. None of which are available to me as PC. I don't think the paint shop or the gunsmith are available. However, I think the paint shop on the PS4 might be, I'm not sure. But here you've got your options and your controls. It's fairly standard. You can rebind them. All you have to do is click on it and then rebind to whatever you want. Oh no, ADS will be, I don't want to toggle ADS. I don't want to shoot with that. There we go. Because I'm a scrub and I toggle my ADS. What else? It's just, you know, standard stuff. Gamepad, although you shouldn't really be using that. You've got sensitivity, mouse acceleration, and mouse filtering. Definitely turn acceleration and filtering off. They don't help. It's not worth it at all. You've got audio settings. Currently, I need to test out which is the best for hearing footsteps, but at the moment footsteps are almost inaudible anyway. You've got voice chat. As soon as you start this game, just turn push to talk on. It makes things so much nicer. You don't have to bug people, and you're well, basically, if you don't press push to talk, you're going to be broadcasting the entire time, and so everyone can hear your family, they can hear you swearing or your music or whatever, and it's just really, really annoying. And you know, if you're like me and you've been trying to record almost every single game you've played, then yeah, it's fairly annoying. So yeah. But let's go into create class, and as you can see, it's the standard pick 10. This is just my Man of War class. I don't know why it's called that. It's a really stupid name, especially for a gun. But you've got your your standard classes. It's pretty much everything we've been used to. You know, you've got light machine guns, sniper rifles, shotguns, assault rifles, and submachine guns. But the specialist now, and I'll run through from the first. Personally, until I got the Reaper, the Ruin was my favourite. I've tried all of them, but the Ruin for me is nice. Again, I don't like some of the weapons that these guys use, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Overdrive is what I would use. I don't like the weapons, but overdrive is nice. It's just really useful. And then you've got Outrider, and you've got again the Sparrow, which is the bow with the exploding, and the vision pulse, which is only one pulse. I wouldn't mind it being two if they stayed on the radar for the entire duration of it, but it's okay. Then you've got the Prophet, who has the Tempest and Glitch, which is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Glitch. And then you've got the Kinetic Armor, which is not bad, but if you get headshots, which you often do if you get flinched, then yeah, and you've got War Machine, which again I'm going to talk about. Annihilator, not a big deal, and Combat Focus, I don't really understand. I've never seen someone use it. I've never used it. It doesn't bother me. You know, this score streaks and bonus will be multiplied towards cool, whatever. I suppose if you are trying to get to a really high score streak, then it might be good, but there's no sort of, you know, Harrier Strike, Chopper Gun, Harrier Strike, Pavelo, Chopper Gunner. So this is kind of useless. You've got Nomad, and again I'm going to talk about these two, but especially Rejack, Reaper as well. I've never seen someone use Psychosis. In fact, I'm the only one I ever come across who uses Reaper. I like the Scythe. I think the Scythe is a bit overpowered as well. And Spectre, I have no interest in playing Spectre. I don't like melee damage, and I don't like the active camo. So it's not for me, and of course you got Classified. So I'm going to start from the beginning with these. Starting with Ruin. I think the gravity spikes are a tad overpowered. It happens almost instantly, there's absolutely no way to escape, and the radius is massive. It must be about 10 meters around him, which is killed, or maybe 7 or 8 meters around him, which is killed, and that means it destroys vehicles as well. I've been well out of the radius, and I've been blown up by a chain of vehicles exploding. Ruin needs to have this nerfed, so it's only a localized area rather than such a large area. It's got to be about 5 meters in radius around him, or even 2 or 3. You know, this is annoying, because I'll get into a situation where I've just turned on someone and I'm shooting them, and then they'll default to gravity spikes, and then they'll jump in the air, which is a completely unpredictable movement, and because the way they jump in the air, it seems to be faster than with the normal jump pack, and they accelerate down to the ground. You just can't hit them, and then they instantly kill you, which is very frustrating. I don't like instantly killing when it's completely it's just like that. The Sparrow, I've got nothing against the bow. I've been killed by it a few times, and you've got a lot of potential to kill a lot of people. But the arrow has got travel time, even though it's fast. You've got to draw it for the range you want to use, so it's not too bad. Again, with the Tempest, you have to aim, and then you have to lead the target, because it takes, a half a second to charge the gun before you fire. And yeah, so again, I don't have a problem with the Tempest, with the Prophet. However, Glitch, again, it comes down to the fact that I don't like things being unfair. So instantly killing and then getting a second chance. They're the two things which I find really quite unfair in this game, and especially the second chance. Especially with Glitch, because Glitch will keep all the damage, but he'll go back to a place where he was. And this can literally be around the corner where he can just pop out and shoot you again, because you've sustained the same damage. So he's basically gone, oh crap, I'm going to die, and then go back, and now he has a second chance at that engagement. And that I don't think is fair. I would like to see a different thing, perhaps where if he gets close to people, he electrocutes them, or maybe it's a slightly less powerful thing. Perhaps he gets glitched back to the spawn. That wouldn't be bad. So he gets respawned rather than being, so close to the same engagement where he already knows the position of the other player. Something which would just put him and the other player away from each other in such a way that would mean that the other player wasn't at a disadvantage in the same way that, because it instantly turns the tables. You are instantly at an advantage, and I don't think that's fair. Now you've got Battery, and again, War Machine. War Machine is overpowered. I think I have been killed so many times by someone who's just got it and is like, oh crap, I'm gonna die, spam, spam, spam. And it's like the War Machine in Black Ops, except the War Machine has got a smaller radius, and the War Machine in Black Ops 2 has got a smaller radius and 6 shots. This explodes and then has three more little grenades inside that, which then explode. It's not fair. I think it should be a 3-shot thing, but this is probably one of the most powerful weapons in just the specialist class. Then you've got Seraph. A lot of people, Total Biscuit especially, complaining about the Annihilator. Not complaining, but saying that it was likely going to be really overpowered, and it's really not. Aiming one single shot onto a target is difficult, and if you can get, when I first got it, I might spend 2 shots or 3 shots every kill to get a kill with the Annihilator, and again, it just wasn't really worth it, you know. It wasn't so good, because you were depending on the first shot accuracy, because as soon as you get hit, you flinch, and then your accuracy goes all over the place. So really, the Annihilator, totally fine. You know, you fine, one-shot pistol, I don't care. You're likely going to miss, and I'm going to kill you, whatever. Then you got the Nomad. Every time someone's used Hive against me, I've died. There's just been, you know, that's it. I have just been dead instantly when someone's used Hive. They're firing directly at me. And Rejack, which I think is the biggest pussy skill ever. And you can recover yourself in a cloud. Not only do you recover yourself, it's in a cloud of mist, so you can't see. It's like going into Last Stand, but going straight out of Last Stand again and keeping your weapon, and also while being concealed. It's ridiculous. This needs to go. I wouldn't mind a enhanced regeneration power. I wouldn't mind anything like that, as long as it took a while to kick in after a gunfight, so you could escape the gunfight and then you could engage faster again. So you could run around a corner, heal up, but you'd heal up fast enough to re-engage that person while they were still, you know, not quite there yet. That would be fair. This isn't. But it's, again, anything that gives you a second chance at a gunfight, especially when you come back from the dead. The only way I could see this being fair is if you were credited for the first kill, which you're not. You are not credited for the first time you down this guy. You have to kill them the second time after they've used Rejack, and that's not fair. If you want to use this, then you should be prepared to have 2 deaths rather than a revive, and that's it. As for the Reaper, I've never seen someone use Psychosis. I've never used Psychosis. I use the Scythe. The Scythe is overpowered. It's the same as the Death Machine in Black Ops 2. It's a minigun with 200 rounds and a very tight grouping. I think it should be 100 rounds, or at the very maximum 150, because I've gotten like 6 kills with this thing before, and that's too much, I think, for something that you get without having to earn it. So yeah, I think the Scythe is overpowered. I would like to see the Scythe with 100 rounds. It would be nice. I mean, perhaps if there wasn't a cooldown on it, so you could use all 100 rounds, that would be better. But at the moment, 200 rounds is just too much, especially considering the frame of this robot. I mean, look at this robot. And this is what I imagine is a 7.62mm minigun. Yeah, that's a lot of ammunition somewhere. This guy is not a robot, he's just a walking ammo can for that minigun. So yeah, this needs a nerf. And again, I haven't used this. I've seen people using active camo and I've killed them. When they're actually camouflaged, it's very hard to see them. They are very stealthy. But in between camouflage, they actually turn into this weird, almost like frosted glass grey. And they stick out like sore thumbs. They are the easiest things to see in the game because it's a solid colour moving against a broken background. And that's why it's really difficult to see a lot of the people here, is because they're not solid colours. You know, look at Rejack and he's got all sorts of colour and bits around him. Look at Thing, you got all sorts of colours and stuff, and it breaks you up. That's how camouflage works. So Spectre, not a big deal. But to be honest, my biggest gripe is with Nomad and Prophet, and how they can just go, hey, you know what? We're gonna forget that gunfight, and I'm gonna re-engage you again, and you know, we're gonna change it. You know, I'm gonna get a re-advantage. You know, if two times you have a 50% chance to win, that means with the guy with this perk, then becomes like a 77% chance to win. You know, it's ridiculous, or it might be a 6. I don't know. But they've got an elevated chance to win, and she needs her gun nerfed. You know, 2 shots, 1 shot, anything like that. I don't mind. Keep it the same. Otherwise, just take away the damage. But yeah. And then you've got your score streaks. I've unlocked them all nearly. I generally only use UAV care package Hailstorm. I stick the UAV up, and then I'll throw down the care package and put the Hailstorm out. And by the time I've finished with the Hailstorm, the care package is ready to go. It's nice. I've used the Talon before. It's not bad. I got a couple of kills with it. I've never liked the HCXD. The counter UAV is nice. The dart is terrible. It flies around slowly. It's really difficult to control with the mouse. It doesn't seem to want to turn, and then you've got to lock on with the missiles or fire them free. It's rubbish. It's not worth it. The Guardian is nice. Lightning Strike is kind of meh. Rolling Thunder is probably underpowered for its placement. At the moment, I would say the dart, it could just take the place of the dart. It really doesn't do much. I've only gotten 2 kills with that. The Wraith is really powerful. That is the chopper gunner, except without having to control the chopper gunner. So yeah, the Wraith is the chopper gunner. If you consistently get good scores, you want to be using the Wraith. It's worth it. The Wraps, I've only ever gotten in a care package, and it didn't do much for me at all. Power Core is, it's the EMP, except it can't be destroyed. And this, I've got it a couple of times. It's not bad. Meh. It seems to be okay on the smaller maps in high areas of travel, but the Wraith is really powerful, and the Hellstorm is really powerful. I would like to see the Hellstorm lose a couple of its missiles when it splits. I think that it is a little bit overpowered, especially considering if you're getting close enough before releasing, you do actually lock on to a couple of the people, and unless they move very erratically or go inside, they're dead. So Hellstorm might need a nerf. Wraith might need a nerf, but then it's hard to earn, so might not need a nerf. Everything else is just kind of, it's okay. UAV is standard, counter UAV. I mean, for a long time, I only ever used to run these 3 in most games, because I just liked having the fast turnaround. I was a very aggressive player, and I died a lot. So I'd earn these, then I'd die, and then I'd earn them again, and I'd die, and that's just how I got huge games. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The store is just the store. And yeah, let's jump into a couple of games, and I'll talk about some of the mechanics. So we're back, and we're playing on Combine. And I want to talk about some of the game mechanics. First of all, I'll talk about the movement system. The movement system is really nice. As you can see, the wall running is fluid, smooth. The ragdoll it's not bad. I think everyone is a little bit lighter than what they would be. They kind of slide around a bit. But I like the movement system. I think it's better than Advanced Warfare. I think it's much better than Advanced Warfare, purely because in Advanced Warfare you could jump really high, and you could get onto things which you just can't get onto in this game. And it's really nice. I think the level design is really nice. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think the movement is really fluid, and I don't know, I really appreciate the way the movement system works. I think it's a really nice skill gap. People who can outmaneuver other people and find ways to outmaneuver, creative ways, are just going to get much better at the game than other people. I think it's going to be a really nice way for the good players to be even better. And I'm doing better in this game than I have ever done in Black Ops. In Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 2, I kind of hover around the 2.17 KD ratio. And that's not to say that that's what I get. I'm I'm usually at the top of the team with a very high score per minute. And that's kind of where I get most of my points from. I'm a really aggressive player, and you can see that in these videos. But I die a lot as well. It's rare for me to get games with sort of under 5 deaths. But the movement system's really fluid. There's a few problems that I've seen. I've experienced this a lot as well, and that's crouching when you want to slide. I would love for there to be the slide button and the crouch button, because I don't use crouch. I would like to slide though. If I have boost and I'm running and I'm not sprinting, I'd like to boost. rather than crouch, because crouching has gotten me killed so many times. This is a fast-paced game, and you just don't need crouch. I've found you only need prone if you're setting up some sort of ambush, or you're camping really, really hard. So crouch is almost completely redundant. Sliding is by far the best of one of the movement systems. However, it is kind of frustrating that you slow down when you start running again. It would be nice if you could be slightly more fluid. It would be nice if you could also hold down, because sliding will take up half of your bar. It'll take half of your jetpack bar, I don't know what it's called, the boost bar. And it would be nice if you could hold it down and slide further, rather than just a set distance. So you could almost, you'd have your starting slide, which might be about 5 meters, I think, and then you could boost it to maybe 10 meters. So if you really needed to do something or get underneath something, you could use it as a really fluid way to get around the map. I'd like that. But you can see there are just nice ways to move around. I don't know, the movement system to me, it just feels so intuitive. It makes sense. It was like the Titanfall movement system. After I'd gotten used to the moves, after I'd done them once, I understood how to chain my wall runs, how to jump distances, how to time my jetpack burns, that kind of stuff. And unless you're really struggling with it, is fairly simple, and it just becomes second nature. I think I'm going to have a hard time going back to Black Ops 2 because I'm not going to be able to do those things. So that was Combine. I think I got my final kill in Combine. Yeah, I did get the final kill. Nice little bit of double. And the GG, this is awesome. Yes, this is awesome. I might not have gotten the triple or the quad because there was another person behind her. But that would have been awesome if I got a quad. But as you can see here, top of the team. I've recorded almost all of my games. And I've got similar scores to this in most of them. I've got a couple of games with really, really awesome scores, and my best at the moment is a 41 and 8. But that's still more than half of a TDM ticket counter. So we're going to go back, and we're going to play Combine again, apparently. I've only got a couple of videos that are like the right length for this, so we're going to play it again. I'm just going to use this as the last one. I think this is about 7 minutes long. So this game is just, the movement system is really nice. There are 4 maps in the beta at the moment, although that doesn't matter because it's going to end very soon. English time, so GMT, it's going to be 6 AM on Tuesday because it's 10 PM Standard Pacific time. And again, that's being American time. We are ahead of them, technically, even though it's the same time. Technically, we're ahead of them. It'll be morning when it is their night. So they're going to get a little bit more time to play than us. I've been working, so I haven't been able to play as much as I wanted. I've still gotten over 20 hours in this game over the past few days, and it's just been, for me, I've been working or sleeping or playing this. You see that was a bit of a non-hit detection, and then I hit him in the abdomen and it kills him. And then I hit again in the abdomen and it doesn't kill them. So it's a bit hit and miss. The hit detection is, on the whole, the hit detection is really good. Black Ops 2 good. It's really, really, really nice. It feels good. However, sometimes when they walk across your bullets, it doesn't seem to register it. I don't know if it's them going in between your rate of fire. I don't really believe that as an excuse. Or a reasoning behind it, but I think that's probably what it would be chalking down to. I just think sometimes you get hit when you shouldn't, and you definitely miss when you should hit. It happens to every COD game. Sometimes there's just the latency difference is just somehow magically culminated into the perfect storm for not getting hit. Another thing which I didn't notice, but it's because I play at 1080p, that after I watched Level Cap's first impressions video, he talked about there being the resolution tied to your sensitivity as well as your frame rate being tied to your sensitivity, which I suppose makes sense on a locked FPS platform. And there you go, see stuttering. But on a platform like PC, where it's not locked at all, you can have as many frames as you can get, and due to that, they kind of jump a lot. If there's not much action, you know, I can get 200 frames in this game. If there's a lot of action, it might jump down to 60, and that gap in frames means that my sensitivity is all over the place. So I've locked my frames. What I've done is I'm falling. You can't change direction, which is a shame. I'd like to be able to change direction. Not hang, but just change direction while you're moving. But it's just weird. The sensitivity is just weird sometimes. So I had to go on slightly lower graphic settings, lower than I'd like to, but it still looks good. And that means that I can cap my FPS at 90 and get a consistent FPS, which means I have a consistent sensitivity, and that in turn means that I generally do better. So I've got a lot of games. I think I've got nearly 200 gigabytes of game files, and considering most of my game files are between 1 and 2 megabytes, I might even have enough games for a video every day until release, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think I've got that much to talk about, and honestly, it's all going to look very, very similar. I use maybe 7 or 8 different guns, and I kind of just stick to it. I rotate them around the maps, but I found that the SMGs tend to be top dog if someone's not using a shotgun against me. There are 4 maps in the beta. I'll talk about them all. One thing I have in particular with slight problem is the whites are super reflective. Almost on the level of, you know, snow blindness. If you've ever been skiing, which, you know, some people have, a lot of people haven't, you have to wear goggles. And the goggles is as much to protect your eyes from bits of ice and other stuff as it is to primarily protect you from going snowblind. And what happens is snowblindness is when you see so much bright white, that just saved that Warren, so much bright white that it actually makes you go blind. And this is the problem I'm having, is the white point on the whites, it might not even be the white point, I'm not sure. It seems to be the white point of the whites are just too bright. They're really, really reflective, and it's not so bad on this. Oh, nice kill steal there. It's not so bad on this map, but on Stronghold, it's really, really evident. The first time I played Stronghold, I found that it was just incredibly bright. So difficult to see things, and if someone stands in the light, they're almost impossible to see. So, you know, I'd like to see the white point being balanced a little bit better, especially on that, even if they just turn the reflectivity down a little bit and get, you know, just get it a little less bright. You can keep it's really difficult because the white point is one of those things where unless it's really bright, it's really difficult to see if it's too bright. And the only way you can do that is by taking the brightness and the contrast really far down and then trying to balance it to those points and then taking it back up and rebalancing it a little bit. And for me, I think it's really bright. Snow is really bright, and especially when it's reflected against. But just for a gameplay mechanic, and for the sake of it being a little bit less harsh on the eyes, because I've started to get headaches playing on Stronghold just because it's so bright. And I don't want to turn the brightness down, because as soon as you start turning the brightness down, the dark points become way too dark and you can't see things in them either. So I'd like to see that balanced out a little bit. But yeah, it does seem too bright, and it's not my monitor. It's not that I have got the brightness in the game cranked up. I don't. I usually do, but I don't in this time. And yeah, it's just really nice. The color palette is lovely. It's really refreshing to see a Call of Duty game with bright, vibrant colors. It's just nice. It's it's really good to go from sort of the droll. I mean, I'm assuming everyone here has played, you know, Black Ops 1. That was a dark grey game. I mean, it had colour, but they were all super saturated and murky, and it's just not very nice to play that. But with this game, I'm actually finding I can play a lot longer, purely because it's got nice colours in it. It's a colourful game, it's bright, it's vibrant, and it's, I don't know, it's really conducive just to playing and having fun. And I don't know, I really like this game. I've already bought it. I got the beta for free because I had, you know, a few of the previous COD titles that allowed me to get it for free, and I really like it. I've bought it. I'm even considering getting the season pass. Once I know what's going to be released in the season pass, I'm probably going to buy it if it seems like it's worth it. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. Really enjoyed, maybe not, but just enjoyed. Maybe you've listened to the entire thing. Thanks. I don't upload very often. I want to change that, but you know, I'm kind of lazy. But yeah, I enjoy making these videos, and I hope you guys see that. And you know, leave a comment. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my channel, which way I'm going to take it, but I've got a lot of Call of Duty videos, so expect to see more of them, at least the very best of them. So I'll see you guys another time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and bye.